What's going on, you guys? It's Calvin, the FPL Penguin, back again with another stream for you all. Hope you're doing good. We are currently live, and some new content, some brand new content for you all. World Cup fantasy as we look ahead to the upcoming World Cup in about less than 2 weeks' time. Is it about 10 days, something like that? 10 days time. It kicks off something around then. Looking forward to it. It's going to be held in hosting in Qatar, are the hosts. And it's going to be very, very interesting, very, very fun. So if you're playing World Cup Fantasy, do let me know again in the chat, and they're probably going for the next 15 minutes. I don't want to make it too long, about 15, 20 minutes. We'll be time stamping this as well, guys. So get in chat if you are there. So we're going to get straight into this. If you do enjoy the stream, guys, hit the like button and do subscribe. And I'll be doing this throughout the competition, like the Euro Fantasy as well. So Euro Fantasy is here. We're going to start off by looking at the rules. We're not going to blabber on too much. We're just going to skim through them, look at the points and stuff. I've kind of looked at it myself beforehand, and then we're going to go straight into looking at my team as well, how I'm lined up for the competition. Well, the first draft, should we say. So it's obviously going to still change. Any gems you want to throw out there, get in chat and let me know. Any gems, because it's always great to for some cheeky gems out there, or anybody you think is going to be a surprise star or anything like that. So this is what this is the game itself. So it's pretty similar. So team creation, formation. Have a look here. All the other fellow content creators have talked about this already, so I'm just going to skim through it and just look at it myself and not blabber on too much and bore you for the next 10 minutes talking about it. Group stage, max 3 players per nation. So you just like FPL, max 3 players from one team. But when you get to the round of 16, something similar to like UEFA Champions League, I believe, you can choose up to 4 players from that team, then 5 players to quarterfinal, and so on. So similar to Euro Fantasy as well. Moving to captain as well. For each match day, something similar to UCL Fantasy, you can, just like Euro Fantasy as well, you can select a captain who will score double points for your team, just like FPL. You'll be able to change your captain by pressing the captain icon available in the player's profile. You can change your captain an unlimited amount of times as long as the new selected captain is yet to play in the current match day. Once your captain is playing the match day, you are able to change your captain once more. So probably once more for another player who is yet to play. If you choose to change your previous captain, you will lose their double points, and your new captain will score double instead. Substitution-wise, when creating a team, you must also select 4 players to be located on your bench as a designated substitution, one of which must be a goalkeeper. Players on your substitution bench, blah, 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 score points, but so there will be automatic, if we skim down a bit to automatic substitutes, automatic substitution will only happen at the end of a match day, allowing you to make manual substitutions up until the start of the final match of the match day. You are able to sub out a player in your starting 11 for a player on the bench who has not yet played in the current match day. In this situation, your points for the sub out player will no longer be counted towards your score, and the points for your subbed in player will count instead. Boosters, this is now an interesting one too, because I'm timestamping this. We'll talk about this first, any new people tuning in, and then we're going to go straight into my latest draft. Boosters wise, it's an interesting one. We've got the wild card, the 12th man, and then we've got the power captain. So wild card, you can make a limited transfers. Obviously, you can't do it in match day 1. We've got match day 1, 2, and 3 for the group stages. So play it in either 2 or 3. With a Pacific round, cannot be used for the first match of the group stage or for the round of 16. So maybe use your wild card for 2 or 3, match day 2 or 3. I personally would probably use it match day 3. I think a lot of people are thinking about using it then. Then we've got the 12th man, which is an interesting one. Will allow you to select one additional player to score points for your team in a match day. When selected, the 12th man cannot be substituted, captain, or transferred. You can select any player to be your 12th man. Budget or team restrictions do not count here. So that's quite interesting, the 12th man. So that would be an interesting chip to use as well. Still try and get my head around that. Probably not something I'll probably use that fast, use that quick, should we say, eager to use. Power Captain will allow you to get double points. This is an interesting one. Power Captain will allow you to get double points from whichever player scores the most points from your 50-man squad. This player will automatically be assigned the captaincy. So is it something similar to the Triple Captain? Kinda. Get double on whichever player scores the most points from your 12-man. So something similar to that. But yeah, it's they're interesting, these sort of chips that they put out. But yeah, like I said, you kind of reverse blah blah blah, the booster chips and all that. Transfer wise, pre-tournament, unlimited. Before the start of match day 2 free transfers in each of the group stage games, 2 and 3. Before the start of the round, you obviously get limited transfers. That's like UCL Fantasy and all that jazz, Euros and as well. 4 transfers and 5 transfers, 6 transfers, like we talked about. You can pick one more extra player from that team, like 4 for the round of 16, up to 4 players from that team. But yeah, it's pretty understandable. I understand about, you know what I mean? It's easy to understand. Just about the chips, what I decide to do. Wildcard most likely probably do match day 3. I'll probably do that. Fantasy Classic will implement a rolling lockout mechanic whereby players will be locked out as soon as their teams plays the match day. Lockout will automatically lift once all fixtures in the current match day are concluded. Scoring system. This is interesting. The assist wise +3 for all players. Red card -2. On goal -2. Winning a penalty, you get +2 points. Conceding a penalty at -1. Goalkeepers, unless you're someone like Alisson for Liverpool and you score a goal, 9+ points. Every 3 saves, 1 point, just like FPL for a goalkeeper. Defenders wise, goal score, looking at 7+ points. That's why I feel it's for assist wise. How many is that? Sheet, goal scored, additional. Yeah, so midfield wise, every 3 tackles. This is what FPL don't have, which I would love them to add. Something similar to UCL and Euro Fantasy. Key passes and tackles, you get points for that. So that's really, really cool as well. So it makes having players like Rice or Kante, players like that, worth having in your team because you get those extra points. Pretty similar to FPL in other aspects, goals scored, but goals scored for forwards is +5 when it's usually +4, I believe, in FPL. So it sticks to the +5, just like with midfielders. Every 2 shots on target, +1. So if you know someone who's like a Mitrovic who keeps firing on goal on target, he could be a good one, couldn't he? Relatively, is it tough group? He's definitely got Brazil in that, so it's a tough start, but he's definitely a good one. Leaderboards, mini leagues. Just let people know I will be doing a mini league, but it will only be a invitational one again. So I'm very sorry about that. It's not going to be a public one. Just like my FPL one, it's going to be an invitational one. So I'm reaching out to people that I know, long-term subscribers, people who are playing it that I know in the Twitter community, similar to FPL. Shout out to FPL Focal, he's in it. FPL Nima. A lot of people in it already. So FPL Focal, the biggest one there. I tell you, great to have Oscar in it. Thank you so much for joining it, Oscar. I'm looking forward to seeing how you're doing it. A bit of banter, a bit of fun. So the winner, I want to mention it as well, will be getting in that invitational league, in that private league, I'm trying to look. I've been looking as well, like a World Cup sort of style trophy. It's not going to be like bloody huge. It's going to be like, but it's going to be something similar. So, but the winner will get like a trophy, a personalized trophy, similar to what I'm doing in FPL. But I'm really buzzing for that. So that's what I'm. A bit of fun, a bit because it's a short competition. It's going on Christmas, finishes before Christmas time. Nice Christmas present, isn't it, for the winner? But yeah. So that's for the league bit. So I'm buzzing for that, I tell you. Match day schedule. This is all the match day schedules, 20th to 24th. That's the first round. I'm absolutely buzzing for this. Really, I'm buzzing for it. So that's pretty much it. So I think we can move on to my team now. Say hello to a few people. Sparta, how you doing? Central, how you doing? Hope you're doing good. Good, guys. How are your teams looking? Your drafts? Yeah, I just let Central. I need to hit you up with send you an invite, mate. If you're still there, I definitely would love for you to join the league. Definitely, mate. FPL Central. So I'll, uh, I'll definitely send you one after the stream. But yeah, so this is how I'm lining up. Should we make this a bit bigger so you can see it a bit better? There we go. Let's make this a tiny bit more. Is that better? Is that better for you guys? Yeah, so we'll do it like that. So this is how I'm probably line up at the moment. I've used all my money. This is what I'm going with at the minute. Got Danny Ward and Williams. Dylan's gonna love that. I've got Dumfries at the back. Sosa, who I just found out is very cheap. Play for Stuttgart. He's a regular start for Croatia. And he's only about, how much is he? 3.5 million. Very, very cheap. And he starts. He's got, is that Morocco, Canada in the first two, and who's got Belgium. Like I said, I'm most likely going to bloody wildcard in match day 3. So the first two are lovely because I'm targeting with this team the first 2 games. Then I'm going to wildcard in 3. It probably looks a bit stupid that because you know you got unlimited transfers, aren't you? Because I know some people are going to think you wildcard in 3, then you got limited transfers. But I'm probably going to treat that wildcard like a free hit. That wildcard is going to be a free hit, in my opinion. In my head, it's going to be a free hit for match day 3. Some people are probably thinking match day 2. I might consider that, but I might just target the first 2. My strategy, I might go that, play your own game, as they say. So I'm target the first 2. What strategy? Wildcard probably 3, probably away, short competition. Don't give a crap. Go on for it. # play your own game. Yeah. So Sosa at the back, Pavard at the back as well. He's got Australia and Denmark in the first 2. Talk about Williams. He's got USA and Iran, same as Ward. Dumfries. He will have Senegal and Ecuador. Big news coming out. Really sad. Sadio Mane is going to miss the World Cup, it sounds like. Picking up an injury the other night for Bayern Munich. A big loss for Senegal. He must be absolutely gutted, Mane, but it's such a shame. It would have been great to see him at the World Cup, but so it looks like Mane is more than likely to be out. And there are a few big names out the World Cup through injury. Never mind, not even going to the World Cup, not even qualified. Yeah, so Sadio Mane will highly likely look like he could be out of that World Cup, which is very sad. Wish him a speedy recovery as well. But yes, next one, moving on to the midfield now. We're going to have a look at it. Midfield. Kevin De Bruyne is going to be everyone's teams. He's over half the game. You can see 53%. He's got Canada and Morocco. Everything goes through him, and he kind of plays a bit more of an attacking role for Belgium. Like instead of being like in that 4-3-3 and that centre mid, pushing in that midfield 3 for City. For Belgium, it's like an attacking triangle up front for Belgium. Very tight, very, he's not that wide. He's like a free roam sort of player for Belgium. So he's going to everyone's team, and he's such a good player. I'm trying to follow what I'm seeing from SofaScore, what I've seen, what they're doing in the UEFA Nations, what they've done in the World Cup, and how they're playing, how far up the pitch they're going. I definitely want KDB. Do you know what made me laugh? And I love this idea. Someone's made a team, I found on Twitter, and they're going with it. They're making a team full of a World Cup fantasy team of players that only play in the Premier League. And I think that's a bloody great idea. That I think I've only got, I'm not sure, I think about 7 players who play in the Premier League. Like, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players. Oh, is it 6, 7? I don't know. 6, 7 on top of my head. Players who play in the bloody Premier League. Next one is Perisic. I'm going not too heavy on Croatia, but they got, like I said, Morocco and Canada. And Perisic, how much is he owned by? 6%. Like, he's playing for Croatia. He plays like a left wing, and he does well for the left wing back for Spurs. I think he does great for Croatia, and I think it's worth going from as well. I think Croatia is still a very, very good team and can be hard to break down. Some people call them an aging team, but they have got the experience. So I think that left side looks very strong for him, Sosa and Perisic. So I'm going to go for that double up of Croatia. Going for the first 2 games. I kind of like it. I'm look at some decent gems. Bergwijn's an interesting one. He's playing that sort of Holland, like maybe a 4-3-3, or maybe there's a cam and 2 strikers up front, and he plays up front with Depay. And he's only owned by just less than 10%. He's got Senegal and Ecuador on the first 2. I want to take that punt. And Bergwijn's doing well for Ajax. He's doing well for Ajax, and I really want to go for that. I think he's a really good player to go for. Colm, how you doing? Sparta, how you doing? I ain't looking at World Cup till FPL break. No worries, mate. Yeah, I know a lot of people are doing that, keeping the focus on FPL and trying to find those 1 week punts and trying to climb up the ladder before we have that break. But yeah, so Bergwijn. I like him. I think he's a very good player. Now, Rodrigo's an interesting one. He does get some goals, and he is predicted in the FPL Australia's, like, and other people's predicted lineup to start in a 4-3-3, I believe, in that centre mid role, and he does get quite up the far up the pitch. Rodrigo, he's a very good player. Plays for Atletico Madrid, I believe, and he's 5 million. I think he could be a good enabler, good gem to have. And like I said, the ball recoveries count, the key passes count. You know, shots on target. He's one of them. You know, I think if you want a little gem, you know, Argentina to, if I dare say, probably kind of cruise past this group, could get, you know, a maximum 9 points, get the whole 9 points there. You know, first 2 games, South Korea, they can see quite a few goals. Mexico in there too, like a all South American tie. So I want to take a punt on that. And like I said, the whole key passes and all that, ball recoveries, they count. So it makes players like him worth having for that price as well. Next one is Harry Kane. I've got to back England. We've got, you know, you've got to back your country. God knows how this is going to go. But, you know, I want to see us smash Iran, smash USA, smash Wales. Might not be the case, but everything's going to go through Kane. He's going to start every single game. Well, at least 2, definitely 2. If we definitely win the first 2 and there's a rotation. But, you know, Harry Kane's got to start. He's got to start every game. He's got to score. And, you know, I feel we've got to back Kane. I know Mbappe was out there, but I think France could flop. I think France could flop. I think in the UEFA Nations, it weren't that great. Well, same with England. We were shite and all. But, yeah, I'm going to go for Kane. I'm going to go for Hurricane. I think, you know, it takes penalties as well. And it makes you feel good when you have someone and you're back in your country as well. I've got to go for it. Harry Kane, it's coming home. I tell you, if we won the World Cup, can you imagine? Can you imagine if we did? I mean, anything's possible, but, you know, that's another day. That's for another day. I can't even get the bloody screen off now. Bloody fantastic. Wow. Right. No, for now. There you go. Next one is Messi, the GOAT himself. Why not? 56%. South Korea, Mexico. Everything's going through him. I don't know if Alvarez is even going to start up front. Is he even going to start Alvarez? He's much cheaper, but this is King Messi. This is Messi. He wants to win this. If I had to choose a team, barring England, to win the World Cup, Argentina, obviously Messi, for once in his life to win the World Cup. Has he even won the World Cup? No, he hasn't won the World Cup. I'm not even sure, but I tell you, just to win that, this is obviously his last World Cup. To believe that he's the GOAT. I tell you something, I would not even be upset about that if they won, or if it was England Argentina in the final, like one time, quite a long time ago, Maradona. But if he did that and it was written in the stars and he beat England, if it was the final, I wouldn't be upset. I'd be happy for him. I'd be gutted for us, but I'd be happy for him. He deserves something like that because he's the GOAT of what he's accomplished in his life, and he's just a fantastic player. So Messi to me, yeah, I like Messi. I really do like Messi. So it has to be in there for sure. I don't know about the other guys. I've got Cabell in there. I believe he's the Dortmund keeper, but I think Sommer will still start, the Mönchengladbach keeper. He's in, I think, Switzerland. Switzerland confirmed their squad earlier today, and Sommer was in there along with Cabell. Only put Cabal in there because he's plays at Dortmund and he's 4 million. I don't have much more money. Who else is going to play? Unless you know more gems, look on Twitter and any threads, putting me in the right direction. I've set it out like this for manual substitutions. Neymar's in there. Why not Neymar? Everything's going through him. 32%. He's going to start. He's been doing well. He scores goals. Brazil. They've got Serbia, Switzerland. It's going to be interesting. I've definitely got him a team. No offense, I don't really know who this guy is. He obviously go for that very 4 million very cheap enabler, that player. Cancelo in there, 50%. Why not? Everything goes through him. You know what you can do for City. You know what we can do for Portugal, Ghana. He's got Uruguay. I like it. It's got to be in there. It's got to be in there. So I've been yabbering on. And so that's it. That's my sort of team. I don't know what everyone thinks of that. Let me know. And then we'll probably wrap things up. Central, how you doing? Just put up my first draft about an hour or two ago. I got Martinez. I need to look at your video. I think it's your video, isn't it? I'll check it out. I got Martinez for Argentina up top. Messi has never won the World Cup. No, appreciate them. I don't know why I thought he did. Don't know why. No, he didn't. He never. I'm just because it's every 4 years, and you're thinking in your head, no, he hasn't. I'm thinking of bloody other team. I'd love to see Messi win it. Of course, Messi's not won it. Why do I think Messi was? I don't know why. But yeah, I think that's the case. I'd love to see Messi win it. Martinez, he's a good one. But I've got to go for the GOAT. Like I said, any new people tune in. But if guys, if you're enjoying the video, please smash that like button. Really appreciate it, and subscribe. Shout out to FPL Central. He's got a YouTube channel. Check out his YouTube channel. I think he's put a video out of World Cup fantasy. If you like that stuff like this, check it out. FPL Central on YouTube. When does the World Cup start? I think it's next Friday. Not this Friday, but the Friday after. Jamo, how are you doing? Hope you're doing good, mate. I think Argentina will win the World Cup by beating Denmark. Denmark? Ooh. You think Denmark will get the final? That's interesting. I think Denmark could be underdogs. I mean, they beat France in UEFA Nations, isn't it? But twice they beat France in UEFA Nations. I mean, England got bloody beat by bloody Hungary, for God's sake. And Hungary aren't in the bloody World Cup. Hungary were beating everybody in that group. Nobody cares about the UEFA Nations. Nobody cares about it. So that's it. That's what I'm going for. I'll timestamp it, like I said at the start, how to play and all that jazz. So I'm pretty impressed with this. I pretty like it. The setup's nice, pretty similar to Euro Fantasy. We've talked about my league. Central, I'll hit you up with the code, bud, for the private invitational league after the stream. Also doing daily shorts on how I think that's cool, of how each nation should line up for the World Cup. Today is England. Oh, nice one. No, check out FPL Central, guys. He's a great guy, really cool guy. But yeah, I think we'll wrap things up. We will wrap things up. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe. Go back on the video on the 25 minutes to go, 24th of November. There you go, Jamo. Thank you, John. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and hope you have enjoyed the video of the stream. Like I said, I'll be doing these. I won't be doing too much than like I've been talking about the stream. I'll be putting content out every so often, but I will be doing every single round. Probably my next draft will be maybe the end of the week or possibly the start of the next week. But yeah, FPL content will continue probably in the next couple of days. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Take it easy. I'm Calvin, the FPL Penguin, and see you later.